These 4 cards changed the way I look at Pokemon and why I let them go. I sold here, not here. And this is how I knew the difference. This story starts in 2014, my first competitive season in a Pokemon TCG. I was grinding tournaments 1 weekend at a time, trying to qualify for the biggest stage in the game, the Pokemon World Championships. To get there, you need something called championship points, which you can earn from doing good at local, regional, and international events. Rack up enough, and you'll get your invite to Worlds. My first year, I missed it by just 15 points. It stung, but it lit a fire. The next year, I might have overcompensated a little bit and got this guy. I ended up getting top 32 at my first World Championships. I went all in, and it paid off. From 2015 on, I qualified for 4 different World Championships. Out of each Worlds, players got a competitor's kit, and in that competitor's kit was a promo pack. These packs included a special card called Champions Festival, printed in every language that Pokemon cards are made in. But there's more. Players who placed well in the tournament, like those in the top 32 and top 16, received additional stamped versions of the card. Did it in English. This will become relevant later. Now, these cards really weren't sought after, and it wasn't ever good in any decks. Historically, there has been cards that have been fundamentally important to decks. For example, Tropical Beach was a world-exclusive promo and was vital in some of the top competitive decks. Champions Festival was not one of those cards, but that all changed with a new deck, Gardevoir EX with Drifbloom. And someone realized Champions Festival actually helped with the combo. This can be seen in Jake Gearhart's tweet. Japanese players discovered the synergy first, as they had access to the cards early. But there was a problem. There just wasn't enough. They weren't sold in stores, they were locked away in collections. For the first time, this card wasn't just a flex. It was useful. Collectors wanted it, but now players did too. Supply was limited, playability was rising, and the market was waking up. But what makes the Japanese version so special? And why was there such a limited population? Well, as I was saying earlier, all extra copies of the card were printed in English, and so Japanese was in limited supply. But why couldn't the Japanese players just play the English cards? Well, that's the thing. Pokemon is very strict on what language cards you can use. You can only use the cards from what region you're from, so you cannot mix and match what language cards you're using, unlike other card games. I still had my 4 Japanese Champions Festivals. Now at first, I thought I should sell them straight up. My initial plan was to try to get 1,000 for each. And I ended up actually meeting some interested buyers, but couldn't get the price that I wanted. So then I started thinking, what if I tried to sell to collectors instead of players? So change of plans. The cards were pretty clean, so I sent them into PSA to be graded. And the reason I did that was because they had such low pop. And when there's a card with very low pop, especially in a PSA 10, you can get a hefty premium for having one of those copies. An example of this is the 25th anniversary Pikachu. Now raw, this card doesn't cost that much, but since it has such a low PSA 10 population, it goes for around $800. And I knew if I timed the market right and got 10s, I'd be holding something few others had, not just rare cards, but rare graded copies. Now while these cards were at PSA, I was focused on one thing, getting my invite to Worlds. Because early in the year, Pokemon announced they'd be hosting Worlds in Japan for 2023. And I haven't played in around 4 years, but I knew I needed to get my invite that year. The first time in history, it was outside of the US, but I still didn't have my invite yet. And where else would be the best place to trade these super rare Japanese cards than in Japan? I knew it was the perfect setup. If I get my invite, it'd be the best place to move these cards. And after months of grinding, I got it. My invite was locked in. Right after that, I got fantastic news. My PSA submission came back. All 4 were PSA 10s. That changed everything. Cards that might have been a few thousand raw were now worth a lot more. So I hopped on a plane and was hoping to find a serious collector, and that I did. Now, the trade I'm about to show you will live in my brain forever. Not 1, not 2, 3 Poncho Pikachus and a complete munch set. Could you ask for a better deal? I was able to trade, with the help of my dad, into some of the most iconic promos in the hobby. Cards that would have been out of reach otherwise. It wasn't luck, it was strategy. Understanding rarity, grading, timing, and how where you are can matter just as much as what you have. Sometimes the biggest wins happen outside of the tournament. And thank y'all for watching. I really had a fun time making this video. I have plenty of other cool stories like this. If you like it, the format, please leave a like and a comment. I'll see y'all later.